Alrighty guys, welcome back, and in this video I want to talk to you a little bit about something that happens behind the scenes whenever C actually makes a program in strings specifically, and it's called the string terminator. So it's actually not as cool as it sounds, but it is pretty cool, and I'll show you guys what I'm talking about right now. I'm just going to type Bucky Roberts right here, and of course we know that this is a string. Now, whenever C makes your program and compiles it and runs it, what it actually does is it needs to know where the end of the string is. And this is just for memory management. It's not really important, but what it does is it adds a special character to the end of your string called a string terminator. So what this is it's basically just a special symbol, and of course we don't actually print this out, or the user actually never sees it, but it is there to just tell C this is the end of the string. The next piece of memory is you can like store something else in there. Now, why I'm mentioning this, you're like, all right, why are you even telling me? Because the user never sees it. We don't have to put it in there manually. So what's the point? Well, the reason I'm mentioning this is because um, whenever you're doing stuff like calculating the length of strings or calculating how much memory you're going to have to set aside to store a string, you need to include that as well. So in order to determine the length of strings, it's every single character, and this white space, every single piece of white space actually counts as a character too, and you have to add that string terminator. So let's see how much memory we would need for this string. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So it has 13 characters, including the white space, and we would need 14 bytes. And of course, that one extra one is for the string terminator. So if you ever see that little issue, or if you're like seeing how many bytes the strings hook up and it is kind of off, that's why. Now, now that you understand that, I want to mention something else that might be kind of confusing. Whenever you create a string like this, you're actually not creating one big chunk of memory. You're actually creating something called an array. Now, an array is it's pretty much just a list of items of the same data type. And what I mean is you can have a list of integers like 8, 20, 34. You can have a list of characters like A, B, C, D, E. And what this string is it's actually a character array. So what the computer sees is just a list of characters. It sees a B and then a U and then a C, K, Y, space, so on and so forth. And this is actually important because we can do pretty cool things with arrays. So let me go ahead and create a simple program now, and I'll show you guys how to actually create an array. It's different than the strings we've been using before. So anytime you want to create an array, you first need to tell C what type of data you're going to use. So of course, with a string, it's a list of characters, and that is char in C. So the next thing you need to do is you need to give a name. Pretty much like you name variables, you need to name your array. And I'm just going to store my name, Bucky Roberts, so I'm going to name mine name. Now, right after this, go ahead and press those brackets that are next to the P on your keyboard, or at least they're next to the P on mine. And in between these brackets, we need to tell it how many bytes this string is going to take up. Now remember, my name, Bucky Roberts, with the space included, it's 13 characters. However, we need to set aside some space for the string terminator at the end. So I'm going to put 14 right there. So basically we said we're going to create a list of characters. It's going to be called name, and it's going to hold 14, or pretty much set aside 14 bytes of memory for this. And then, just like a variable, we'll set it equal to Bucky Roberts. And of course, everything ends with a semicolon. So now what we can do is pretty much just print this out like printf. And of course, what are we going to put? My name is, I'll just put, yeah, keep it simple, %s, and I'll put that on a new line. Now after this, of course, like I said, just go ahead and type name. And when we run this, hopefully, it says my name is Bucky Roberts. Pretty sweet. Alright, so why the heck would they make this like this programming language where you need to make a list. Why didn't they just put string name equals Bucky Roberts? Wouldn't it be easier? Well, the cool thing about this is pretty much that you can do a lot of things or a lot more things with an array or a list of items. And let me show you guys what I'm talking about right now. So first of all, I want to show you guys how to access an individual item or element as they're called in your array.